Hey everyone. Today I want to introduce you to a feature that has been refined for version 13 in a way that I think is very useful. And the feature in question is charge templates. So, as you may know from previous tip Tuesdays and using the software, we have the ability to use a template specifically tailored for charges. Basically, you just say this is what this package of charges is going to be. Like you can add it to that little package and then associate it with equipment or an equipment template, right? So the way that this looks here is that, for instance, if I have an equipment, I can say, hey, I'm going to associate it with my brand new charge template. And same or likewise at the template editor, you can go in and find a specific template, and that specific template can have charges, right? Where is it? Test charge templates. Right, and you could specify the charges manually, or you could attempt to basically the same way that you do it in the equipment. You can associate a charge template to it. So all the charges from the charge template will flow into the equipment template, and then from the equipment template they will flow to the equipment. Right? Please don't get confused. I know that I'll be using the word template a lot, specifically with charge templates and equipment templates. Equipment templates encompasses everything an equipment will have, and a charge template is only the charges, right? So to illustrate the changes that we've made, I can walk you through a couple things, right? So the first thing that we have is we can access the charge template editor from this button right here, right? It's a button that will always be visible in the equipment view, even though you could have a charge template selected, right? But we also have the option to, and this is new, handle the charge templates from this set charges utility. So now I'm going to take a little break. Let's go to version 12 to show you how the UI looked when editing a charge template, right? So if I go in here and I click on this button, it's the same button, just different icon. You'll see that I have my charge template over here. I can add a charge, and it will be added, right? The only way that you have to navigate between these, well, it's the same kind of way that we have now. You can browse through the previous and next, right? The same way that we could do in the equipment. You can do a search by clicking on this button, and you can create a new one by clicking on this button, typing a name, and then clicking on the check, right? Now, according to user feedback, that was a little clunky. People got confused as to what they needed to do. So we've kind of redone it. So I'm going to use my charge utility to handle my charge templates. I just need to reload that. So I've created this Tip Tuesday template. And this Tip Tuesday template, I'm going to populate it with some charges here. $25, maybe a calibration charge for $150, and I'll apply a discount. Oops. There we go. Discount. Okay, so once I do this, I can set up my charges, and everything in here that you see is very similar to what it was before. A couple differences. The first thing is that we don't have a button to go to the next or previous one anymore. Now what you have is a constant view of the grid, right, with all of your charge templates. So what this allows us to do is to have a search. I don't have that many, but I can do a search for right, oh, two words. I can do a search for a specific charge template, or I can list them all over here, right? You'll be taken to any of the charge templates that you select by clicking on them. So you could do the previous if you just memorize the name. It's usually very easy. And when it comes to adding or editing them, you can just click on this button, and now you have a pretty explicit action of, hey, you're adding something. So in this case, I'm going to add a dummy that I'm not really going to use. All right, and I'm taken to it, right? So I want to go back to my Tip Tuesday template, which I just populated with some charges. In version 12, you also have the grid showing you the related templates and related equipment. However, it's a pretty informational view. There's not much to do here aside from view what's already in there. In version 13, let's go back. Oops. There we go. In version 13, we've added the ability to associate templates and equipment with the charge template, right? And I know this is not super exciting for you. It's exciting for me because I programmed it and I know how much went into it. But you can now select a specific template or many, right, to associate with this charge template. When I say template, I mean equipment template. Sorry. So here's the deal. I have a equipment under my ABC company to company, right? That it's linked to a template called test charge templates, right? So basically what I want to do is associate that with, associate my charge template with this test charge template. So the same way that it works with the equipment finder, where you can grab a list and have a little staging list at the bottom, you can do this now with the template selection, at least for this feature, right? So if I click on add to this list, you'll see that it's staged down here. I can maybe add another one here. So you can do a batch operation. Pretty important, I think, for the management aspect of things, because if you have a lot of things that you want to handle here, you can do it in one sitting. You don't have to go through the screen over and over and over. So if I click on add, now you'll see that I have 2 gauges associated with my charge template. And what happened here was I had 4 that are associated. Test video 1 through 4 are associated with a template, an equipment template. But, trying to show you in a previous iteration of this video, I unlinked them from the charges, right? You see here that this is unlinked. And I'll tell you why that happens. So I'm going to do this for test video 3 and test video 4. Okay. So if I try to reload this, you'll see that 4 equipment are now under this list. And this just means there's 2 related equipment templates totaling 4 equipment to this charge. So now we also have added the option to use the equipment finder to associate related equipment using the equipment finder, right? So basically what I can do is I can pull up all my equipment and, let's say I only want the ones that say no template. I can simply add them, right? Very easy. So another thing that we've added is in the management of things, you might lose track of what's associated and what's not, what equipment falls under what template, equipment template, right? And then you're associating equipment templates and equipment. It can get messy, right? So we've added a way so that, let's say that you have test video 3 and 4 associated with an equipment template, but now we're going to associate it using the equipment, right? And this would happen more often when you're dealing with 2 separate charge templates, but I'm just going to do it under the same one. So what I can do is, if I click on add, now I get a warning saying some of the equipment selected are already associated with an equipment template at the charges level. So we offer to break the equipment link, right? And instead flow the charges down from the charge template immediately into the equipment, not going through any template that is associated. We don't break the association from the equipment to the equipment template, right? It's not worth it. We only break the association from the equipment charges to the template, equipment template charges. Okay. So if I click on yes to all, you see that now I have 2 equipment here. So 4 equipment on related equipment in brand new, and 2 equipment in Tip Tuesday template. So 2 were basically transferred from here over here. Right. So the way that this looks, and this is what I was explaining at the beginning of the video, is that when you go into the equipment, right, the test video 4 and 3, it's linked from a charge template. It's different than the message that you get when you visit test video 1, by the way. It's linked from template, which is in turn linked to a charge template. But not only that, the template link over here, if we scroll down to the bottom, charges has been broken, right? And that's intentional. That's basically the action that we offer to do when you got that message and you click yes to all or no to all. If you say no to all, this is how it's not going to happen. So to summarize, we have a new option to access charge templates from the set charges utility, which you can find in the admin panel in version 13, this one here. We've revamped the UI so that you can do an easy search, list all of them, edit. You can even edit the name if you want to, and associate templates and equipment all from the screen. So you don't have to go and find a template, find a charge template, then associate it, and then rinse and repeat. You can do things in a batch. And if you want to, for instance, also, right, remove things in a batch, you can do it. Super easy. So hopefully this will help you administrate, anything you need for your company and make your life easier. This concludes my Tip Tuesday. Hope you liked it. Leave any comments if need any help or just want to say nice things about us. Thank you.